Hello, my name's Jeff Simpson, author of A History of the Battle of Britain Fighter Association commemorating the few. In the 35 or so years I've been looking into aspects of the Battle of Britain, one of the things I found the most interesting is finding out about the stories of the, for want of a better expression, the unknowns, the people who perhaps only lasted a week, maybe a day in the front line and probably were never credited with destroying an enemy aircraft. But they were there, they played their part, and they deserve to stand alongside the aces. One of the first people I ever researched was Pilot Officer Herbert Case, who was born in Somerset. He grew up on a farm on the edge of Exmoor, but he showed no interest in entering the family business. Instead, he was very mechanically minded, and he gained an apprenticeship with Metropolitan Vickers and moved to the northwest. He became a member of the Volunteer Reserve. In 1940, he served with number 64 Squadron and then moved to number 72 Squadron. He was killed on the 12th of October 1940 in circumstances which are still open to some debate. But eyewitnesses reported that his Spitfire was seen to be attacked by Messerschmitt Bf 109s, and he crashed on the outskirts of the village of Capel-le-Fern on the Kentish White Cliffs. He was brought back to Somerset for burial, and one of his relatives has told me that the family is gratified but also amazed at the interest that is shown in Herbert Case and in his grave. They see strangers at the grave and flowers appear on it. They are very surprised that this interest is shown in somebody who did not have great success in the Battle of Britain and whose operational career didn't last very long. Much more recently, I researched Sergeant Geoffrey Gledhill. He grew up in Harpenden in Hertfordshire. He was a member of one of the local scout troops, and I was lucky enough to track down a couple of former members of that troop, one of whom had actually been there at the same time as Geoff Gledhill, and the other one came along a bit later. He was clearly remembered with much respect. One of the stories I was told about him was how on a scout camp one of the younger boys got stuck up a tree, and it was Geoff Gledhill who worked out how he could be rescued and then performed that feat. He became a member of the Volunteer Reserve. He arrived at number 238 Squadron to fly Hurricanes on the 4th of August 1940. They were based at Middle Wallop. His first operational sortie was a week later on the 11th of August, a day of intense fighting over the Dorset coast, and he didn't return from that first sortie. Certainly not a unique story, though one of the tragedies of the Battle of Britain. The fact that there's still so much research to be done about the few was shown a few weeks ago when Sergeant Bill Ballard of number 610 Squadron was officially added to the list of the few. He had flown one sortie in October 1940 with the squadron, which counted towards the qualification for the Battle of Britain clasp. It wasn't discovered because it's not in the operations record book until his logbook came to light recently. So there is still much to be done. I'm looking forward to finding out about more of the few, and I know there are many other people doing the same.